Hello and welcome to the latest Greater Birmingham Chambers of Commerce Q&A. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Andrew Bisconti, who's a food service and hospitality lecturer at University College Birmingham here in the city, and getting together today to talk through some exciting changes that are going on at UCB and with their sort of the public facing restaurants that they operate. So Andrew, great to see you, and thanks for joining us.
Hi Paul, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, very well. So tell us what's going on then with your restaurants. I mean, no, we know that this has been such a challenging time for hospitality, but obviously students are coming back to the university now, and you're getting ready to not just reopen the restaurant, which many people in and around Birmingham will know offers amazing food at great value, but you're making some big changes as well. So yeah, it'd be great to hear about it.
Well, great. So, Paul, yeah, thank you for this. The restaurants themselves, we're so well established, and you mentioned a minute ago, you know, meeting one of our students in here, there, and everywhere. We're silly to walk away from the things we've done in the past. So what we've done, we've revamped our menus, so we have a more kind of a solid offering to the public. And that means you can come Monday to Friday lunch and have the same menu instead of what we had last year, which was about 3 different menus. And same in the dinner as well. You can have the same dinner menu Monday to Friday as well. So this year, what we've done, with the university students and the college students, they're actually all working together now on the same menu to produce fantastic food, but with 2 very distinct styles that reflect College of Food now. And then you'll notice that we're using a different name now as far as on our menu. So I'm just going to flash up one of our menus there. We're currently using Birmingham College of Food as our kind of reflection on of what our history is. Yeah. But also, we're going to call it the restaurant at the Birmingham College of Food, because whenever you say anything, say, oh, where would you eat in Birmingham? And we have come up in the Times as being the best place to go to once COVID subsides. People will say the College of Food. So why not use the name? Why not?
Because it used to be the atrium and the brasserie.
That's correct. We had the atrium and the brasserie at University College Birmingham. We've combined it into one restaurant, but enlarged that restaurant, if you want to say that. So I won't say it's in the brasserie anymore, because we're now in the restaurant. Okay, right. So we're just one restaurant. I want to avoid using the older terms there. But now our capacity has increased. We have a standard menu. And also we're finding that with this menu, we can be more creative within the menu itself without the constraints of going, well, what's best for these students and what's best for those? With this, actually, we can bring in our level 5 students with their creativity and develop our level 3 students in their knowledge as well.
And I mean, you know, we said we were talking off camera, and it must be kind of about 10 or 12 years ago when I first visited for a meal. And for those who don't know this, you know, there's obviously a lot of training going on at the university, as you sort of say, the college and university students who are learning all about the hospitality industry, and the restaurant offering has always been one where it's like, yeah, the public can come in and it's a chance for the students to practice, as it were, in a real life environment. The benefit being that customers get some amazing top quality food served by and created by stars of the future, and you're able to offer it at a pretty brilliant price, aren't you?
I think you've got a good point there, the stars of the future. The price point, you know, that's always one of the customers will look at the menu and go, oh, that's a bit cheap. It's a college restaurant. Oh, I don't know. But you know, and everybody knows when they come here. It's a different story when you walk through the door. And it's one of the things that we've always quietly done really well. Now we're really going for let's not be quiet anymore. Let's really promote.
Because it's been a bit of a hidden gem, I'd say, you know, where if you didn't know about it, you maybe wouldn't think I'm going out for lunch in Birmingham city centre. Where would I go? There's a whole, plethora of wonderful restaurants. But yeah, as you say, you know, there's so much quality and talent there. But this is the sort of the real push then to say, right, come here, because well, it is good value, but it's also outstanding sort of food and ambience.
It is, and it is the stage, as you say, for our future stars. You know, they're in their own right when you've got the kitchen producing the fantastic quality food that they're doing. And, you know, with brand new second years, you know, they've done that. When you've got the front of house students who will be asked to stand at the age of 16 in front of customers and people they've never met before, who probably don't even say boo to their own family, let alone anybody else, but we're expecting them to deliver that service and that food. this is a brilliant stage. But these are the people that are out there. For example, the Wilderness, Sonal Clare at the Wilderness there. He's one of our alumni. And we're going to have a chat with him later this week for a catch-up. But it's fantastic to know that the routes they've come through and where they've ended up. And that's the future of the industry. Brad Carter, all the names around Birmingham that you can name as being Michelin. Yeah. The solid route of UCB.
And there's something I'd say as well with the customer experience where, you say you may have some youngsters, sort of early on in their career and they are learning. It is a training restaurant, but I don't know if that makes it part of the experience. I've been so often where at the end of service, there's been big rounds of applause for be it front or back of house. And I don't know, I think it's very endearing. And as a customer, you feel that you're a part of that learning curve, so that you really do get sort of emotionally invested almost.
No, it's true. And that's what the customers love. If you look at our TripAdvisor, it's quite funny because you'd expect it to go, the students this and the students that, and you actually lose track when reading TripAdvisor. They're talking, the service was great, the food was excellent, and you think, this sounds like a real restaurant. But at the heart of it, the customers, when they come through the door, it's brilliant because they don't sit there going, oh, we're here to help their journey. They go, this is a fantastic journey. Look at what they're doing. Look at the food on the plate. The phones come out for the photographs of the food. And it's one, as you said earlier, it's a hidden gem of Birmingham. It delivers way and above customer expectation, which is the art of good customer care. Yeah. And actually customers will go away quite often keeping us a secret because they can never get booked in. This is we always have this customer feedback form. It says, would you recommend to a friend? And 1% every year go no, because we can't get in. That's literally their comments.
That's a good problem to have, I suppose, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Now, Andrew, obviously at the moment, we're in the middle of the whole COVID pandemic. And where do you start? But we know it's having a massive impact on hospitality. And also we're sort of seeing as university students have gone back, that the focus there very much in the news. So there's a bit of a double whammy here for you. I mean, just tell us first of all, as term has started, how has that been going with students? What sort of measures are the university putting in place to ensure that people are safe, are confident, are comfortable? And then, I mean, a little bit around, it seems that relaunching and reopening in the middle of the pandemic, some might say it's brave, but I guess it's linked to the fact that the students are here and you still need to offer that experience.
Well, first of all, let's give a bit of recognition to the industry in Birmingham and the wider one. I think they're doing a stern, fantastic job, to hold their heads up high, to come up with their innovative, to-go menus and all these things. So I think there's a little nod there. But we also use that to inspire our students as well, to go, whatever happens in the world, hospitality always comes out shining at the end. It's one of the go-to when people are happy, when they're sad, and so on. So I think once we instill from day one that the future is bright, right, and the rest of the journey, it's made it a lot easier. I teach front of house hospitality. And I'm saying in 2 years' time, when you complete this course, we've got the Commonwealth Games in, fantastic recruitment opportunity. You've got the bounce from, this downtime with COVID and the recruitment will be strong. There will be a new kind of generation of restaurants, a new generation of service, a new generation of food that's had to deal with tough times, and out of adversity comes creativity. So it's actually, for us, it's been brilliant to be able to go, you know what, don't worry, because there's a future in what you're doing. As opposed to at the moment, it looks quite bleak. But also then, we were confident that if we did the right offering with regards to menu, that our history, our reputation, and so on will help us launch confidently with a customer base. And as I was saying to you off camera as well, numbers for restaurants, we're opening next week, middle of next week, we'll open with our college students running it. So we open next Wednesday, and we are nearly at capacity on all lunch and dinner services. Now, yes, we have a hardcore customer base that comes through Open Table, but actually as part of that, there's a new customer base showing through. And it's really interesting, I think is the best way to put it. And if we were to put our finger on why we've got a new customer base, well, we've changed our name to Restaurant at Birmingham College of Food. So when people search us, College of Food comes up top.
Okay.
Because that's our history. That's how people and your generation, my generation,
Yeah.
so on. But secondly, I think people actually really want to get out and support the industry.
Yeah.
And what better to support the industry through a college university that's supporting the industry and training as well. So
it goes right to the start, doesn't it, really? It's...
Yeah. And one of the taglines in the menu I sent you is the future of hospitality starts here at UCB. And that's how we're viewed. And it's interesting, we have launched at a really weird time. You know, we have students coming in who, before coming here, were thinking, well, what's the future of any job, let alone hospitality catering? And now they're here, they're going, come on, then let's go, let's do this.
I love that way of thinking. And as you say, it's looking ahead, isn't it? And it's looking beyond the short term, which I know is so difficult right now. So many people are struggling with that for very valid reasons. But when you articulate it as you just have, and I think that out of adversity comes creativity and opportunity. Is a great way to look at it and to inspire the students. And I suppose that's what you need at these challenging times more than ever, isn't it? Is to still be inspiring to the young talent that you've got, within the walls there.
Yeah, well, we don't just teach hospitality and catering, but that's what we're most well known for. But all our schools, so if you look at sports, if you look at business, and hair and beauty, so the aesthetic side of things, and we've got a brand new aesthetic suite. I digress a little bit, but it's coming to UCB, you could spend a whole day going through 3 or 4 of our different schools, enjoying everything here.
We saw it earlier in the year, actually, and some of the sport equipment and the stuff. It does look phenomenal. Absolutely amazing facilities.
Well, what better inspiration to walk through and know that you've got the best facilities.
Yeah.
That the lecturing staff are going, you know what, we accept that nowadays is tough times, but in the very near future, things will lift and things will change for the positive. And we all know that, whether it's a year, whether it's 6 months and so on.
No, and just wanted to ask you, I mean, talking of just the here and now, and you talked about some of the alum, the many sort of well-known faces, on the sort of the city's restaurant scene who've previously come through UCB. I mean, have you been in touch? Have you had much sort of contact with that network over the past sort of 6 months? And how are things? And are you able to provide, I don't know, support or just a sense of some sort of wise advice at these challenging times to those people?
Well, it is, and I think the support thing comes as a collective. So when you do communicate with them, just by virtue of communicating, you are showing that you're interested and you're invested in their future. But it works both ways, because we need to know what industry is doing in reaction to this. And I think, as I mentioned, I'm talking to Cernal later this week, and it's about knowing that the community is struggling. It's about knowing that you've always got those reliable shoulders that you can go and sort of lean on and go, right, okay, how are we going to do this? And this is both ways. This is not just coming back in our direction. The kitchen staff have been the kitchen lecturing staff have been very keen to get out there and make sure that they're understanding the constraints of industry. So when we look at placements, for example, we need to know where we stand in what we can offer.
Yeah.
Placements at the moment is very difficult across all sorts of sectors to get anything. When we look at operational sides, last week we went from being able to, what was it? There was a major change for restaurants. 10 o'clock was the one, and then it was actually, it's about the face masks. Well, operationally, for young people to be, yes, we expect it on the way to college. And you asked earlier, how are students coping with all that? We expect them to wear them around the corridors, but in practical classrooms, and as you're seeing in schools, we don't expect them to wear them. But as an irony, in our restaurant practical front of house, they will have to wear those there. So that's quite a big change. But the industry, they're keeping in contact with us. We obviously know Simpsons, we know Purnell's, and we see their social media listings, and you think, that's fantastic, because they're keeping themselves on the map. But also from a customer and consumer confidence, they know that the future, from a consumer point of view, that the future is there because people are still going. It's not easy with industry. It's not easy.
I get it, but that network actually becomes, it's two-way, isn't it? And as you say, it's informing the here and now, and informing what it is that you're then passing down onto the students, and hopefully, as you say, these are all experiences, aren't they? All sort of learnings which are going to help in the future, and as the whole country, the whole world sort of rebounds from the current situation.
Yeah, who would have thought at Purnell's, Simpsons and so on would be doing takeout?
Yeah.
To go offer it, it's a fantastic offer. So guess what we're doing in a few weeks' time? We've been thinking about this. We need to get the students up to speed in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then we're thinking, and this, it goes both ways. Let's say we do go into a local lockdown where education's still running, so we'll still be here. The students need to learn. But it makes sense to actually engage in what is current operations instead of teaching, well, restaurant time's open, so we can't do anything. It really does plug in, and we could easily talk very positively about the industry because we can see a way out. But there are the stark realities as well. But
that's a great point, isn't it? Because certainly in March and April, people who got onto that quickly and were able to do an effective dine at home offer, and we saw lots of Birmingham's sort of the great and the good restaurants doing that. It's a way of maintaining brand and presence and jobs and revenue coming in. And you're right, these are, I suppose, a new sort of traits and ways of thinking that you've got to be teaching just, for not just the short term, but, who knows what the future holds. And I suppose that's try not to waste some of these learnings that are coming through. So Andrew, as you say, there's a sort of soft opening next week, right at the start of October. And then, for people watching, the key date is sort of going back to full service from Monday, the 19th of October, when you're open. It's 5 days a week. Yeah, is that right?
That's correct. So we, to give a distinction, we have university and college students working in the kitchens and the restaurants. So until the university students have been fully enrolled, we can't open on the Monday and Tuesday, hence the Wednesday to Friday. But yeah, as of Monday the 19th of October, full operations, lunch and dinner, Monday to Friday. And the menu will be consistent throughout. So you will recognize the menu all week. So you can come any day of the week. We are doing an initial offer as well of this kind of eat out to help out scheme of our own. And we'll run that for the week, for the initial couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that on the open.
And you've already said it's, places are like gold dust. So if people are inspired, then check you out online, and obviously the links are there on TripAdvisor, but it's restaurant at Birmingham College of Food. I know you've got all of the necessary sort of COVID safe measures so that customers or prospective customers should feel very, very confident that they're going to get not only a wonderful meal but a safe meal as well, aren't they?
Absolutely, and it's something that the students have adapted actually a lot better than we were expecting. They came in well equipped. The customers will, you've been here before, so as you walk through the gates, that there's a cake shop right in front of you.
Yeah.
As you come into the restaurant, we've got the lovely bar area where we'd expect you traditionally to sit and have a drink. We take your coat and take you through. Well, actually, we're adapting that. We're not going to lose any, if we talk realistic opportunities, we're not going to lose any sales opportunities with you. Those environments will still be operating. But it's down to the students now to be, as industry ones, which are these salespeople, these people that are driving forward their personalities to engage with customers, so the customers don't miss opportunities. Yeah. Because our cakes and bakes, which is the affectionate name of Birmingham College of Cakes, still follows us around. And it's such a shame to get customers bypass all that in, dine and out when they could be benefiting from that. We've got on the drinks on the back of the menus, you'll notice we've got our bespoke cocktails that we're running and we're rotating every week. Now that we want our students to be promoting at a table. We also want our customers to be ordering things like that, so we can make sure that the students develop those essential skills, those employability skills, the skills that will pay them good money in the future. And same with the kitchen. There's dishes on there that are really challenging. But if we don't ask the students to promote certain dishes, then some students won't necessarily get the experience in the kitchen. So the menu really covering a lot of taste buds.
Well, look, it's making my mouth water, and obviously want to just wish yourself and all of the students the very best of luck with the reopening and the rebranding. I can't wait to get down and visit and to try myself, and we'll make sure we include all of the details around this. But yeah, Andrew, it's been great to touch base, and thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.